Yeah, buddies, it's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. Gail Bennington on maternity leave. She's in a maternal role right now. Bum, bum, bum. Normally I like to say we got a lot going on in the show today, but I'm going to be honest. There's nothing. We're just hoping that through this absolute nothingness, we can create something. The way the universe was born, Earl. Which was what? God?
I believe God created the universe.
He said what? Let there be what?
Light.
And there was what?
Light.
Man, that's a nice gig to have. Chris, because one of the guys run down and get me a cappuccino. I got to admit, I'm just, the energy's a little low today. You know the difference, though? A cappuccino down there is so great because it's in the actual cup, the ceramic cup. And when they put it in the paper cup, it just doesn't have it. Doesn't have the same thing.
It loses something. You want maybe we should, maybe I'll get you a ceramic cup. Then we can pour it in. I mean, moving forward.
What do you? This is the shit that you worry about. All the stuff that's not done around here, and you want to be a ceramic cup boy. Thanks, Original Chris. Just a cappuccino downstairs. I notice that you're on it, not Vinay. That's why you are intern number one, as well as being the one that the girls like. The girls want to sex with him, but he's in a steady relationship, and unlike Chris Stanley, he stays that way.
I'm also in a steady relationship.
Yeah, but you got what I would call a wandering eye.
I don't have wandering hands, though.
You got Russian hands and Roman fingers. I don't know who invented that, but it couldn't have been the same children that said it first. I mean, I was so young when people used to say that. But I'm like, this is over our heads. This is a fucking metaphor that we're not even ready for. Chris, I'm going to Poughkeepsie. Make sure I get my Poughkeepsie suit. I haven't worn it since the day I left home for the Army. Everybody in town went down to the train station with me. I had this like iron hat. It was World War I. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I believe in reincarnation. Don't you?
I believe the spirit moves from body to body.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, like I had this one instance where a friend of mine passed away and his granddaughter picked up, she was only like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
She was acting exactly like him, and now she's older. She doesn't remember it.
You believe that she was reincarnated at 9 of her own dead grandfather?
No, like just by characteristics, attributes. I mean, it was all him for like a good week.
This is the nuttiest story I've ever heard.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
This is like that movie, Time is on my side. What was it? Denzel was in it?
Yeah.
And the devil was jumping from body to body. It's fucking scary as shit.
Yeah. Oh, God. Fallen.
Never help him. Never help him. It would have been so much fun. First of all, it's just nutty that he said that he saw Fallen take place in real life. I've never heard another person say that. It's a frightening story. Now, last night I did that Defend Your Movie show.
Yeah, with Andy Fiori and Sean Donnelly.
Yes. So, I'm going to be honest here. I felt like that me doing their show was a good get. You know what I mean? Yeah. I felt like this is fucking great for them. I'm going to go do their podcast. So Sal was the other guest. So, and then Amy Schumer. I'm like, this is fucking better than my show.
The All-Star Game.
Yeah. I didn't know Amy liked movies that much. She's a movie star, though. This was down at the Fat Black Pussycat. But Sal Vulcano told this story. We got into, we were going to do this had this great premise, but then they're like, hey, it's going to be Halloween. Let's change it around to fucking horror movies. But Sal Vulcano told this story about when he was a little kid, he saw Hellraiser and how it didn't just scare him watching the movie, but scared him for weeks on end. And that he had the top bunk, his little sister had the bottom bunk. And he would say stuff so she would and then he had like a code word with her that she would say in the middle of the night to prove Hellraiser hadn't fucking grabbed him. But you see why Sal does so well, because when he's telling this story, he's like a little kid scared. Like, you see the little kid who was laying in his bed. And I was fucking dying. I was laughing so fucking hard. But at the same time, wanting to tell that little kid, you're fucking safe, dude. Hellraiser is not coming to your house. There is no fear like a little kid's fear. Why do we fucking say to a little kid, yes, you can watch this movie?
My dad let me watch Aliens, the second one, the James Cameron one. And that movie terrified the shit out of me, dude. Like, it was the uncut, like, director's cut version.
It's fucking also... Like, just, even if there wasn't an alien, it's such a depressing life. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dehumanizing that you can't stand looking at those movies. I've never made it through an Alien because I can't stand people just being surrounded by metal all the time.
Yeah, it's just they're like space truckers or whatever, and they're just like living.
Let's go space trucking, come on.
And the end of the film was when the Queen alien came, because, like, all right, so throughout the film you just have like the worker bee aliens that have fucking two mouths.
Yeah, but why are you explaining the movie to us? We've all fucking seen it.
But I thought the other aliens were bad, and then I remember crying and putting my head in my dad's chest and saying, "Make it stop, make it stop," because
he has a button. He has a button to make it stop.
He wouldn't stop it.
Do you imagine, as street tough as your dad was, what a fucking disappointment it was for him to have this pudgy little
pudgy,
as his child? It had to be the worst.
That man saw me bite my fingernails once and asked, "What are you, a bitch?"
He's right. He raised a bitch.
Fuck that. So I was
That's
like,
probably why he did heroin, to fucking numb the pain of having a half a bitch for a child. I don't know why. Like, my fucking older sister has liked horror movies her whole life. And this is my theory. People that like horror movies lack empathy. How could you be empathetic and enjoy a horror movie when something horrible is happening to somebody? Horrible.
It's awful. It really put me off horror movies for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that she was pregnant. She's adorable.
Neither did I, actually.
That's nice. Tell her I'm going to show her all the pictures of Juliet later today. I got 54,000 pictures now. I don't know why, like, that movie, when you were a kid, can stay with you so fucking long. And that, like, okay, the movie isn't real, but the terror a child feels is real. And then you're like, "Hey, can I sleep in your room?" They're like, "No. You're not sleeping in here. It's just a movie. It's just a movie to an adult. To a fucking child, a wall, a door has been opened."
I was the same way with The Exorcist.
Oh, man.
The Exorcist, I still can't watch it. It screwed me up pretty bad.
You know what's funny about The Exorcist? When my kids watched it, they thought it moved too slow. And there were scenes like they were just walking around the deserts and fucking in Iran for the whole beginning of the movie. But I don't think it scared them as much. But I was so fucking scared of The Exorcist. Then when I was down in D.C., we went to that place where the long steps are.
Yeah.
And we went there on like a rainy, foggy night. And we pull up. I'm a fucking adult now. We pull up in front of those fucking stairs. And I'm like, why are we fucking stopping? I'm saying to everybody in the car, why are we fucking stopping? We've seen the stairs. Let's go. Let's see if there's a bar up. But I didn't yell, "I'm afraid of The Exorcist." I'm just like, this is boring. But inside, I'm fucking screaming, "Get away from The Exorcist stairs."
Hearing tubular bells in your head.
That fucking song too, man, right?
Yeah. Ooh, like The scene where I can't when she levitates and the cuts and there, it was so
Just the fucking. I don't think I ever saw like a little kid with such a fucking potty mouth, and the thing of yelling at a priest, which was beyond my comprehension as it was. It's just telling a fucking priest where his mom sucks cock. Hell, no, that was more than I could stand. Now, that fucking soundtrack was frightening, but then people, it sold a lot of fucking copies, and you're like, what are they, just enjoying it, or are they trying to scare themselves at home?
Yeah, I think that was the first big hit album for Virgin Records.
I bring that up in the podcast. That made Richard Branson. Because, he took all the fucking money himself. He didn't write it or do anything. He's like, oh, well, this is my money. Listen to this. Turn this off. I can't even fucking get into this.
It started to gnaw me out.
I know. Mike in Detroit. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, who's seen the movie Burnt Offerings?
I never saw this.
No?
No. I don't. Look, trust me when I say this. I go out of my way not to watch horror.
Karen Black is the best female horror actress ever.
I don't even know what that would mean. The best female horror actress. How would somebody be just Karen a Black. Horror actress? Now,
I think she was.
There's a movie out now. I don't know what it's called. It's very popular, and they say it's a smart horror movie.
The Nun?
What's that?
The Nun?
No. This is
Hereditary.
That's it. So Gail says to me, "Did you see Hereditary?" I said, "No." She goes, "Please don't watch it." I go, "What?" She goes, "You heard me. Please don't." My children have to tell me don't watch something. That's how fucking much I dislike a horror movie. Oh, you know why I dislike a horror movie? I don't like to think about people being killed like that. I can think about like a mob guy being killed. I can think about a Pulp Fiction guy being killed, but I can't stand that thing of a woman running through a house, some fucking lunatic after her. I thought the beginning of Scream was the saddest thing I ever saw. Who was the actress in the first one?
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, in the first. I don't want to see that happen to her. I know you're in the house. What the fuck are you doing? Sydney. What the fuck? Oh, thank Christ for you. Oh, you make everything nice. Vinay, I'm not going to lie to you, he's like a fucking idiot when he does it. I mean, Vinay, thank you very much. We're going to have a cricket game, and you're going to be the big star for our team. Look, you even bring back coins. I haven't had a fucking coin in my pocket since 9/11. I refuse, Earl, to put a coin in my pocket. Kellen, you're on the Bennington show.
Hey guys, how are you?
Well, I kind of scared myself a little bit. Maybe it was the tubular bells when it came up.
I wanted to tell you a little bit about my childhood. It's fantastic. Camp one year, they decided to show everybody a scary movie. I'm in kindergarten.
Yeah.
The brilliance behind this is they let the young kids only watch the first half of the scary movie. The older kids got to watch the whole thing, as if the first half wasn't enough to give me nightmares for the rest of my life. But yeah, they played Beetlejuice. At 5, that was enough to terrify me. For
yeah, I mean, Beetlejuice,
years.
if you don't know that you're a little kid, like there's something when you're a little kid, you're like, what is this, a documentary? Is there Beetlejuices out there?
You don't have that filter yet.
I mean, a little kid could be scared of Santa Claus. It's a fucking weirdo. You know?
How many people have clown phobias?
That I don't understand. I just have clown boredom. There's a picture my cousin has of me and him at the Philadelphia Zoo. And this fucking clown is the most horrific. Like, it scares me now. And for some reason, we're just standing there next to the clown. And he's like, I'm wearing like a little sport coat. He's got a nice little suit on, because we went to the zoo. You know what I mean? You don't want to go to the zoo like a bum. We're like little fucking kids. This clown looks like a child rapist. Hey, John, Oh, say, John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you? Love
Good.
the show. Thanks a lot for having me on. Just wanted to chime in. If you lived in the New Jersey area, 1970s New York, the scariest thing of all was Chiller Theater, Channel 11, before even the horror movies. A claymation-based hand that came up out of nowhere. Absolutely terrifying. And the most mind-crazy thing about it was the people who did the claymation for Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rankin Bass, it was their creation, and it was drop-dead terrifying. Just try watching that at 7 years old when you're a kid by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I'm trying to think of the guy's name that was in fucking Philly. And it was supposed to be comedic, right? But he was laying in a coffin. Like a coffin can scare the fuck out of you when you're a kid.
I think it was Zachary was here in New York, I think.
Hey, John in Jersey.
Hey, what's up, Bennington?
Yeah.
I was terrified of the movie E.T. when I was a kid.
No. Did anybody explain it to you that he was just a friendly dog from outer space?
Really, the scene when they ran into each other in the corn, I'll never forget it.
That's the thing they don't understand. A little kid is not ready for fucking weirdness. You got to hear this story that Sal is telling. It's so fucking adorable. And like later he said to me, there's a write-up on the iBang about it, that he goes, really? That's a good story? He goes, I've never told it before. I go, that fucking story should be in your act. But Italians do get scared, don't they, Vito?
Yeah. As a kid, the thing that scared me the most was the opening of James Bond, when the scope comes up and he gets shot and then the blood pours down the screen.
And Golden Gun or whatever that is.
It fucked me up. And then my cousin found out it scared me and locked me in a room, turned the lights off, started playing that on repeat and howling. That fucked me up. The Wicked Witch really fucked me up. My mom couldn't leave me alone because I thought the Wicked Witch was going to get me.
You know what? I forgot about that. You know what scared me? Remember that fucking scene in Wizard of Oz when the flying monkey, he takes like 2 steps and he fucking scoops up the dog, 2 more hops and he takes off. I'm fucking freaked out. And the next thing I see is Dorothy kicking her fucking legs and she's fucking screaming. And I'm like, what? And then that fucking, I'm like, what is wrong with these fucking dudes, man? Who would fucking sing a song like that?
And they moved. The way they moved was fucking crazy. But I didn't see horror movies as a kid because I was such a scared child that it was just normal movies scared the shit out of me. My mom had to pull down a poster of Batman and Robin because Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. Like, we had a poster on the wall and I just couldn't. It was giving me nightmares and I was crying because it fucked me up.
You were sensitive, man.
I was a sensitive little kid.
You were fucking sensitive. Robert in Canada.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, the scariest movie by far. I remember I was like 5, and I watched Amityville Horror, the scariest movie, and to this day it still scares the crap out of me. I'm down to 40.
That's the funny thing is, like, it's not a scary movie. What's scary is that you're 5. You know what I mean? 5 is fucking like, holy shit. Like, you're starting to realize maybe even my parents can't keep me safe. And now they're bringing this shit into my life. Poor fucking Vito. He's afraid of everything. I remember one time I was like reading one of those books. It's like a comic book. And it had to be like my older brother's comic book. There's no way I would have bought this. But it was, I think, like a Tales from the Crypt. They used to have a bunch of those like horror comic books. So they were all the same. They kill a guy, they drowned him. They go back to their house, right, after he's dead. And there's wet footprints. You know what I mean? And I was like, as soon as I fucking saw the wet footprints, I'm like, I think it's the dude that they killed. I think the guy that they killed is up now and he's walking around dead. And that shit would fuck? And then I'm like, why do you go back and pick it up again? What is wrong with you? Hey, Jay in North Carolina.
What's going on, Ron? So the night I saw Child's Play with Chucky, I threw out every single toy I had in my house. That's the last time I played with a toy. I was like 10, 11 years old. I never wanted to see another fucking toy for the rest of my life.
What? That's a really fucking funny thing. Like, why turn kids against toys? Why would they make a Chucky doll for real for people?
Exactly. I saw Chucky. I couldn't have a toy in my house.
Now,
I was freaked out.
What would you want? A fucking kid like Vito who is so sensitive, a fucking Chris Stanley who's half a bitch that he's fucking crying, or would you want a kid who enjoyed that shit? What would I think that would be scarier?
Yeah, a kid that's just like, bring it on.
Yeah,
show me more.
He's watching a fucking horror movie. You look over to see if he's okay, and he's just got a fucking butcher knife, and he's just like pretending that he's slashing around, cutting throats.
He's asking you if you've seen Hereditary yet.
Hey, Dave in Jersey.
Yeah, hi, Ronnie. I just saw this movie for the first time a few months ago, and I'm 37, but I was pretty chilled by it. It's a movie called Changeling with George C. Scott with the haunted house and that weird seance and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I like when you're an adult, you can look at it and say, oh, that's a kind of a bad movie. That's a B movie. But you're not thinking that way when you're a kid. You know what I mean? All that shit is fucking scary to you. Steve, Alabama.
Hey, I was going to say, Silence of the Lambs scared the hell out of me just because it's, true to life. It's not monsters or whatever. It's a serial killer, and Anthony Hopkins obviously was really scary. But Buffalo Bill or Buffalo, what's his name? Bob Buffalo.
Hard fuck me.
He was one of the freakiest.
You see a great big fat girl.
Cinema. Just the way he moved, the way he talked, everything about him.
There were a lot of people in the trans community that were furious about that. If you notice in the movie, they're like, no, he's not transgender. He just believes like they had to go out of their way to even say he wasn't. Yeah. But that fucking Goodbye Horses scene where he tucks his dick. And now I think anyone who tucks his dick is probably a serial killer.
And when he's screaming down at the girl in the well, and he's doing that, and he's kind of mocking her, and
oh god,
out like tits and shit. It's like, oh my god.
I was mad at her for even going over to the van to help him with the fucking couch.
Oh, that's crazy. Thanks.
Peace. This should not even be a scary song, but it is. Hey, Chris in Long Island.
Would you? I just watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with my 7-year-old, and the child catcher still wigs me out.
Oh yeah, I forgot that, man.
I don't know if she was like catching, my vibe. I was like hiding behind the couch. I was like, this thing is still creepy.
That's the weird thing is, why are there so much mythology that's supposed to scare kids? You know what I mean? It's set out to care. And then here's fucking Halloween. And they're haunted houses. And you're like, kids, you want to go to the haunted house? Why? Why do I want to go to a fucking haunted house?
You want to damage someone's psyche like that?
I liked haunted hayrides because they were a lot less than haunted houses. It was just like a fun monster would run on the thing.
I got news for you. I find hay to be itchy. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hay is fucking itchy.
I got banned from a haunted hayride place as a kid because when the Wolfman came on,
couldn't pull it.
No. when the Wolfman came on, I tripped him and started kicking him.
I was in Wildwood thing when I was a kid, right? In Wildwood, New Jersey. There was like some kind of fucking haunted house there. So we're fucking doing acid. And we were in there and there was like 15 of us. And like even the darkness was fucking weirding me out. Like I couldn't remember who I was. And then I come around this fucking corner. And my friend Vince, the guy who became Don Vito in the fucking show, he has 2 fucking goblins under each arm. These are like fucking high school or college kids that are in there. He's got them in fucking double headlocks, smashing their fucking heads. I'm like, I can't. Are we really fighting fucking goblins now?
Those are the ones that the ones that pop out and touch you and shit. I don't like that. I don't want to be touched. I just scare me, do whatever, but don't fucking grab me when I'm walking by.
Do you see that video of the mom who knocked out her fucking kid? This kid jumped at like a Walmart, had on a Chewbacca's mask, and the mom just turned around and fucking drops him. I think the mom was one of the of Earl's sisters. Sean, Rochester.
Jason?
Okay, Jason, what's up?
Oh, when I was younger, my sisters used to force me to watch horror movies. They were teenagers, and it always used to scare me because it came in a 2 VHS set, and I'd only be able to get through the first VHS, and then the next weekend, the second VHS.
And, didn't nobody in your family realize they were fucking scary?
No, they knew it was scary. They kind of did it as like a teenage prank on me because they knew it would give me nightmares. But I always
But what kind of child is that to want to give another child nightmares? You know what I mean? Maybe that's a kid that should be gassed.
It was so scary to me as a kid. I never even saw it, but I used to avoid the tape cover in Blockbuster. I was a pussy as a kid. There's no way around it, right?
You were almost a Chris, like half a fucking Chris.
Even the Hellraisers, those VHS covers, I would walk away from and avoid.
Hey, John in Texas, what's up, buddy? John.
Yeah. Well, not a scary movie, but Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But when that scene where
the fucking, it looked like Vinay ripped the fucking heart out of somebody.
Yeah.
That's a good question for Vinay. But that movie took heat at the time because they said, look, to Steven Spielberg, this is a children's movie. You know, you got fucking Short Round in there, and then you're doing horrible fucking shit. Vinay, did you ever watch Temple of Doom?
Of course. Classic.
Now, what is it like when you look like the bad guys?
You know, it really makes it easier to be a scary person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I can really fuck with people. I could just go, Kalima!
Dude, don't even do that, man.
Too real?
You look, yeah, it's too fucking close for me. Do you do that on stage?
Nah.
That's a fucking funny bit, man. Trust me.
Just cover your heart up.
Hey, Jeff in New York.
Oh, what's up, Bennington?
Hey, man.
Hey, man. So, when I was a kid, probably not older than 5, my dad took me to go see the Batman movie with Danny DeVito. Holy shit. That movie scared the fuck out of me when I saw the Penguin.
That Danny DeVito was in a whole different movie than everyone else. You know what I mean? He was in this gothic fucking kid fucking horror movie. Because remember, something happened to him when he was a kid.
Yeah, he was abandoned
and
left
now he
in
was
the
going to
Penguin.
strike out. And then when he died, those sad little fucking penguins took him down into the sewer water. It was fucking terrible. He was great, is what I'm saying.
That was Batman Returns.
Thanks for the exact title, Vito. Now we'll be able to continue on with the show.
Sequel to Batman.
Michael, what's up?
All right, I remember I was 10 years old. My father wanted to take me to go see a Bigfoot movie. Okay?
Yeah.
We had a house in Vermont in the middle of nowhere. The nearest neighbor was like an eighth of a mile away. And I remember my parents left for dinner, left me and my sister home alone. And at night, my dog all of a sudden got up, stared out the window, and just started growling for like 5 minutes.
At Bigfoot.
If we don't know, you're 10 years old, just to let your imagination go wild.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, your parents would have been fucking jailed today. They would have been jailed. Here's our friend Holly. Holly, what's up?
My dad would have been jailed for sure. He got me into horror movies when I was like super little, we used to watch Alfred Hitchcock and whatnot. And then that's Chiller Theater every Saturday night, Chilly Billy. And he had a little midget too. And we'd watch Chiller Theater every Saturday. So, like, I grew up watching horror films. But when I got to teenage years is when Friday the 13th first came out.
Yeah.
And we watched it, me and my girlfriend. I slept over her house, and her mom killed all the electric in the house, turned the breaker down, put a stocking over her face, and come upstairs in her room with a knife and pretended that she was Jason and was chasing us around the house.
What the fuck?
I swear to God.
Why do you need the knife?
Right?
Who needs a knife to do this?
And also,
yeah. All right, thanks. People love to scare the shit out of kids, man.
My uncle used to make howling noises all the time because I was such a little pussy. And he would just, in the dark, would go under covers, howl, and then pop out and pretend to attack me. And it really fucked me up.
But then later you're able to calm yourself with 2 bundt cakes.
2, 3, maybe some cupcakes, the frosting. I was the frosting boy. Not frosting, the cake batter boy.
He fucking drank gravy as a beverage. That's how scared he was.
That was my Slim Fast.
Oh, that's cute. Jack in New York City.
Cake batter boy is funny. When I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of the song and the video Thriller. Like, to the point where I would have to run out of the room. My sister used to play it and just stand in front of the radio and play it until I cried. I was scared of that thing forever. It was horrible. It's horrible. Just terrible.
Well, he had, like, the shit. Remember the stuff leading up to it? You know what I mean? Where he basically was the American werewolf in London.
Turns into a wolf and chases the girl through the forest. And
yeah, I mean, that's, I was fucking old enough that I'm just like, why doesn't he get to the song? But I can understand if you were a little kid. Because I remember when they did American Werewolf in London. I couldn't even figure out how they were doing that. That was a pre-CGI. You know what I mean?
I think it won an Oscar, too.
How it was bending fucking bones and turning into wolf fucking paws. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm watching right now. Let's go to Kiko, Northern California.
Hey guys, this is it's kind of a little offbeat one because it's not really that scary, but looking back on it, it was because of a kid. But you remember the first Dirty Harry, the psycho killer guy that when he had Dirty Harry pinned on the ground and has that high-pitched voice, says he's going to decide to kill the girl. Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, and in the late 60s and 70s was the Zodiac Killer. And so my brothers used to scratch on my front window. I used to sleep by the front of the house. They used to scratch on that window at like midnight, and then the next day tell me that the Zodiac Killer was in the neighborhood. So that guy, for some reason, in that movie with that mask on.
No, we know the reason. It isn't for some reason. You had a legitimate fear there was a killer in the neighborhood, and then they played it out, and then they showed you the movie where, like, Dirty Harry, basically, it's the Zodiac Killer, but Dirty Harry is the fucking hero.
Yes, correct. So that was, like I said, and obviously everybody, I think, is, if they were children, were frightened of the green face witch on Wizard of Oz. That face didn't scare you.
Here was my scariest thing, right? So she's like, is close to the end of the movie, and she's like, Annie M. She's just freaking out, yelling for her aunt, even though, she knows her aunt isn't going to hear. Then in that fucking crystal ball is like, Dorothy. First of all, the way she was saying it was breaking my fucking heart. And then that turns into the mocking witch going, Dorothy. Fuck it, man. That's too much for a kid's brain.
And the flying monkeys.
Those flying monkeys, man. Here's the thing. Even at the end of the movie, they were still out there. They acted like they were fucking happy. Like, that she was dead, but they're monkeys with wings. They have to be exterminated.
You didn't want to lose any Leave nothing to chance.
I don't want a monkey flying down on me. Kevin in Philly.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, I don't know if you heard Ron. I don't know if anyone brought it to your attention, but Dr. Shock was the guy out of Philly. I don't know.
Thank you very much, my friend.
But I wanted to say, like, when I was a kid, and I know the illustrations have changed, but I'm roughly your age, but the illustrations in children's books used to scare the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah,
like,
man.
Hansel and Gretel, and, like, still to this day, the original illustrations from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland are creepy as hell.
Yeah, all those illustrated. Like, even if you would go back and look at Humpty Dumpty, you're like, that's fucking disgusting.
The cat's eyes in the Disney movie Alice in Wonderland, when it fucking is just like going nuts and shit. The Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter's terrifying if you're a kid.
The Mad Hatter's too much like the Joker for anybody to fucking get comfortable with. Ryan in Maine.
Yeah, the one that scared me the most as a kid was the Reverend in Poltergeist 2. He looked like Walking Death, and the reason being he was Walking Death. I think he died a couple months before the movie even came out.
He was all part of that, what they said was like the curse of the Poltergeist stuff. But, yeah, just a skinny old man is fucking scary. Like, if you're going to be old, put some fucking weight on so children can feel okay about themselves. They don't want some fucking just sharp fucking edges old man walking around the neighborhood dressed in black. Hey, Johnny in Michigan.
Hey, Ronnie, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, man.
Hey, you ever remember, this was like back in the early 70s. I don't know if it was on my local TV, but it was a thing called Creature Feature.
Right.
And it would come on late at night, and, you know, we were so young, it was one of like a taboo, you know. Parents would say, you know, you can't watch, don't stay up and watch that. And we would sneak out and just scare the shit out of ourselves watching these. You know, they were like B-rated movies, like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, they were just a way. It was like a package that you could act like, oh, this is this week's Creature Feature, and you could sell it as a package, and they could show whatever fucking B movie they wanted. There was one that I'm sure I would think is ridiculous today, but it was about this fucking woman who kept growing and growing, and she got fucking angry with everybody. And I think she was like Me Too'd in the beginning of this.
Was it the Attack of the 50-something?
Yeah, it's something like that. But then the incredible shrinking man, he keeps fucking shrinking and shrinking. At first, it's kind of funny, but he shrinks down into where he's fighting a fucking spider, and he's using a pin as a sword. It was scaring the fuck out of me. But even scarier is that by the end of it, he's shrinking down into like he's subatomic, and he just disappears, and that ends the movie. There's no, oh, thank God we found that ray to fucking make him somebody larger. I'm fucking laying in bed at night, but I feel a little smaller than I did 5 minutes ago.
I had to watch that in film school, and the spider part was just terrifying because like you could see the spider's like full face.
I can't stand a spider face anyway.
Just looks like an alien.
They are aliens, my friend. They're fucking aliens. Matt in Maryland. Matt.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Yeah.
So when I was young, my parents wouldn't let me watch horror movies, but I snuck out and somehow got a copy of The Shining. And what was really terrifying is that my dad looked exactly like Jack Nicholson when he was young, and that movie scared the shit out of me.
Well, first of all,
horrifying.
Just remember this. Your dad also looks like Jake from Chinatown.
That's true.
He's R.P. McMurphy, too. So, you know,
But I didn't
you got
watch
a pretty
that
cool
as a kid.
fucking dad, dude. I'd be happy to have Jack Nicholson in my family. Mike in Texas.
Yeah, hey, Bennington. Hey, I'm going to tell on myself as the opposite of these other stories as the bad parent. When my daughter was like 4, we had a house with a game room with a little pool table in it, and my office was next to it. So I left my daughter in there with the TV on. She had a little chair. She would go around the pool table and, hit the balls around and, cutest thing ever. Well, 15, maybe 30, 45 minutes later, I guess, I heard this blood-curdling scream. I thought, oh, shit, she's falling off the pool table or something. I go in and she's got a little chair sitting in front of the TV, and one of the Saw movies is on, and they're like drilling into bodies, and she's stuck in that chair just screaming. Hopefully my wife doesn't recognize my voice if she's listening, because I've never told her this story.
Oh, you should never tell. Yeah, I'm glad you finally got it off your chest. Now that you've confessed, take it to your grave, man. Take this to your grave. Peace. Steve in Georgia. Steve.
Yeah, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, it was the day before we were going on a family vacation to California. And I recall my father telling my mother, oh, no, we've got to watch this. It's going to be hilarious tomorrow. But it was the Twilight Zone episode where there's that goblin on the wing. Jesus. So for the whole flight to California, I was staring out the window, freaking the fuck out, expecting a goblin to tear into the plane.
On the wing. The way he's doing that, it's just so slow. It's on the wing. Did you ever see that one, huh?
Because I don't want Shatner's in that.
Yeah, Shatner's the guy. He went fucking crazy. And then what happened when they landed? They saw the fucking electrical stuff out shoot up like a goblin was out there.
Yeah, and then my father actually switched seats to give me the window seat on the way over.
Of course he did.
That was even more fucked up.
Melissa in Connecticut.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So, do you remember a show back in the 60s called Night Gallery? Maybe 60s.
Night Gallery. Here's what happened. Twilight Zone was in the 60s, and then Rod Serling came back with Night Gallery in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And
So
it was scary as shit to me.
It was scary as shit. I must have been about maybe 5 years old. I don't know why my parents let me stay up late to watch the show, but it was an episode of this haunted doll, and she was murdering her family one by one, and I was so scared. I ran and jumped in my dad's lap, and he started laughing at me because I was screaming and crying this haunted doll, and so to this day I can't stand dolls.
See, that's the thing. A kid relates to dolls. A kid plays with dolls, and now you're showing how the doll can be evil.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah,
I don't know how you made it through this. Melissa, I'm going to tell you, there was I remember this Night Gallery to this day. There was this Nazi who was on the run because he was post-war, you know what I mean? So he was on the run, and he was working odd jobs, and he would go to the museum and look into this painting, and he would literally go into the painting. There was a guy fishing.
I remember that one too.
God, that fucking terrified me.
Yeah, and wasn't it in black and white too? It was done in black and white, I think.
I don't think it was, because I think Night Gallery was the color one, and then Twilight Zone was the black and white.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Melissa.
Okay, thanks.
Peace. It's our buddy Fuck. Hey, Fuck, what's up?
What's up, friends?
This is we're coming up on Thanksgiving, our once a year seeing you.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say, and I just my schedule shifted again, so I just started listening to the show again. I didn't even know you guys went back to afternoons. That's how out of the fucking loop I am.
Dude, we're out of the loop. We don't even understand what fucking channel we're on.
What even is the loop?
I don't know, but I want to get on it.
So when I was too young to be watching it, I probably single digits. I was being babysat, and the mom put on Mars Attacks to watch with me and her son, a little bit older than me, and that scene where they start zapping everybody and they turn into skeletons.
Yeah.
I remember literally my body was physically shaking, and I had to be pulled out of the room watching the movie.
Well, he made that
so
it was a
fucking terrifying.
1950s, B movie.
Yeah.
But they kill a bunch of stars, and they cut off the fucking heads of stars in that.
I still haven't seen I haven't gone back and watched the movie.
You'll be surprised how I think it flopped as a movie, but for what he was trying to do, which was parody those movies, he fucking nails it. And Jack Nicholson is fucking hilarious in that movie. He looks just like Another Color's dad. Peace.
I love you guys.
Eric in Texas.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Good, man.
Hey, when I was 8 years old, I snuck downstairs and watched that 1958 movie, The Blob, with Steve McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
It terrified me, but when I watched it as an adult, I just laughed. I was like, why did that scare me?
I think, didn't John Carpenter remake The Blob?
Yes, I believe so.
This is what we were ended up talking about in defending your movie last night. Is like, because I think John Carpenter did They Live as well.
Yeah, he did They Live. He wrote and directed They Live.
And of course, Escape from New York and stuff like that. But you got to have a lot of talent to pull off those kind of movies.
You got to do pacing, nuance.
It's all over my head, Earl. Everything you're talking, I don't know how to find nuance.
He just released a statement because they're remaking Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
And he was like, they don't give a shit about the way I made my movies. They don't care about me, and they're gonna fuck it up.
So he didn't own the rights or anything, huh?
Yeah, I guess not, because The Rock is remaking that.
I thought that Big Trouble in Little China was fucking ridiculous.
I've never seen it.
It's terrible.
Kurt Russell's trying to do like a John Wayne kind of thing.
I thought he was trying to do an Indiana Jones. I really do. Tom in Indiana.
The Never-Ending Story. There were several scenes, but one in particular where there's like a wolf and in a cave, and he kind of sticks his head out with like blue eyes. And I just related that to my fireplace in my house. Just every time I looked at it when it was dark, it was just like, oh shit.
Here it comes.
Yes.
The thing about Never-Ending Story too was the nothing. Remember?
Yeah.
The nothing was just taking over, and things were becoming nothing. And if they didn't stop this, whatever is happening, everything was going to be nothing. That's a fucking concept that shouldn't be around children's little brains.
Those 90s kids movies could get really dark.
Yeah. But like we said, if you go back to fairy tales,
yeah,
Hansel and Gretel are two little kids. They're going to get fucking eaten. Pete in Florida.
Yeah, hey guys. Had the misfortune of growing up in the 70s, early 70s, raised Catholic, and that was post-Exorcist, and every friggin' devil movie came out. My parents let me watch Rosemary's Baby on TV when I was 7 years old. Talking about child abuse, that scared the living shit out of me because it's so real in common people. So, bad time to grow up for kids for a serious, scary movie.
That's basically Vito's neighborhood, Dakota. And that building looks fucking frightening as shit every time you go by it. That's a scary
that's where John
goddamn
Lennon
building.
got shot, isn't it?
What's that?
That's where John Lennon got shot.
Yeah, John Lennon was killed right there at the
entrance.
Yeah, right at the entrance of that building. But there's just something about that. But the thing about that could scare a kid too is that thing of everybody's in on it but me. You know what I mean? Like Rosemary, she was just a person, but everyone she knew was fucked up, and everyone she knew was lying to her.
A movie that uses like real places too is just, it makes it even, like if you live in New York City and you see that movie, it's going to fuck with you even more because you're going to pass that building, you're going to see it, and you're going to think about it.
That's why I thought Poltergeist was fucking scary, because up to that point you had haunted houses. And anyone who lives in a haunted house is a fucking asshole. But if you look at Poltergeist, you're like, oh shit, that could be my neighborhood. You know what I mean? I fucking ride a bike. I have a fucking tree outside my window. Like that scene where it was thunder and lightning and he was just afraid of the tree. Every kid has looked out the window, saw a tree, and it becomes horrifying to him. Let's go over here to John. John, what's up?
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old at the time wanted to watch the movie Goonies. Well, my wife went out and got him the movie Ghoulies. 10 minutes later, we hear screaming out of the basement, and we're like expecting to see his arm cut off or something. And he's watching this, and I'm like, what the hell? We had just got him to sleep alone. Well, that ended. And I blame my wife for the next 2 years. That was her idea of birth control. Have a good one, guys.
The thing about that is that VCR and that TV, that's not a babysitter, my friend. It's not a babysitter. Corey in PA.
Hey, Ronnie. One of my favorite movies as a kid was Stand By Me, but I could never watch the scene where they showed the dead kid that got hit by the train. Kids.
Yeah, of course, man. The thing about that movie is that was another one that just nailed it as far as feeling realistic, feeling like a kid. Why don't we take a break here? I'm heading up to Poughkeepsie, part of my Poughkeepsie, New York tour. And let's see how many dates I have on this tour. All right, just the one. November 3rd, Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. LaughItUp.net for tickets. This is Bennington.
Faction Talk 103. It's the Bennington Show.
When you live in the country or in a small town, you know a few things that the city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of the hardware store, and the county's best AAA quarterback. You also know the way things ought to be done. Dish was built to serve small town America, and because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight, deal fair, most of all, listen. Dish knows that when you're out past the last cable line, you make even stronger connections. And so they strive to present real choices and provide real service, the kind that you just don't expect, but you deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other. So let Dish take care of you. With the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from the retailer that lives in and supports your community. Dish listens. It's how they stay tuned into you. Bennington Show. Earl, did you watch that ball game last night?
Yeah.
Was that a home run or interference?
One of the worst calls in playoff history.
Oh, that's fucking Joe West. He's been doing it for years.
Oh, what a horrible call that was.
You know that I met Joe West when we were both very young down in Florida. And he was like just he was like the big idiot new guy then. He was like in his mid-30s. And, or maybe even early 30s. And now he's the big idiot old guy. He's the guy that seems like he's had the longest umpiring career in history.
It has to have been at least 30 years.
More. I think it was more.
But how do you blow that kind of goal? He's in the stands. And
Right.
they say the fans interfered with the catch, or with the catch that wasn't a catch.
You know who had a good fucking point was the girl from Sports Illustrated, the beautiful girl that's with Verlander now.
Oh, Kate Upton?
Yeah. She was like, look, then they shouldn't be there. Then that fucking row should be empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've always had a problem with, the fans on top of that.
Well, look at the fucking Moises Alou and the kid's name.
But that was a different angle because he's venturing in the foul territory.
That was out in the
it was in left field.
Yeah, but it wasn't going out and foul. He didn't reach out of foul territory, did he?
He was going. Yeah, it was basically
Bartman reached out of foul territory. He didn't just lean forward.
No, it was like right on the edge of the third baseline. It was like that weird hook in Wrigley Field. The better example was the Tony Tarasco, the Jeter home run. The kid.
Oh yeah, that was that little kid. I forgot that.
Clearly reached over.
Not only that, when they did the interview, the kid was like this. Even on the way here, I thought that there would be some way I could help the Yankees, and I ended up doing it. Fucking just this little creepy New York kid. Fucking wise ass.
I heard umpires have they feel like they have the best job in sports. Like they get put up. They fight for like the right to be able to be the postseason guys because they just get put up in hotels. They get like a per diem.
Everybody gets put up in a hotel. No one sleeps on the street in this fucking league.
But it's a good fucking spot to be in.
Compared to refs, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a better fucking union than the refs. The refs are fucking The worst. They're the lowest fucking whores in fucking. I hate to say it, Chris. They're the lowest whores in Costa Rica.
Oh no!
I can't believe there's this Jersey fucking commercial where they bring up underage Costa Ricans whores, and all I could think about is the way you met your fucking girlfriend.
Not there.
She was coming out of fucking 9th grade Catholic school. You were down there on your one man, and my chick was like, "Well, how do they know it's a sex vacation?" I go, "He went alone." What fucking guy goes to Costa Rica by himself? CIA and fucking child porn rings.
Yeah, but that was a horrible call.
But it was such a great game. It was such a fun fucking game.
Fantastic.
That I hate the fact that we're just about that call. That bugs the shit out of me. Because the people can bitch about baseball all they want, but the talent level in that fucking game, it's at its peak right now.
Yeah.
These guys can fucking throw strikes. They can fucking hit for distance. They're unbelievable. And when I say throw strikes, I don't mean the pitchers. I mean that fucking throw from right fucking field to catch the guy at second.
Mookie Betts threw a laser.
A laser, but he scooped it up like a fucking shortstop.
It's the first time where the outfielders have talent. It's not not just a place you put like somebody in left field anymore.
Oh, I'll tell that to fucking Willie Mays that there was never any talent.
No, I just mean now.
No, you're right. Joe DiMaggio was a fucking bum.
Frank Robinson.
I'm not saying it's a bum. I'm just saying it's not somewhere like you would put your guy like who had like a good average, but like you didn't want to put.
You're saying Greg Lazinski. Yeah, I got you.
But like the pitchers are dominant. The batting is great right now.
The crazy part is all of these guys they're all on the 30 too. Each team has incredible players under the age of 30 that are on track for Hall of Fame.
And they still spend like 3 or 4 years in the minor leagues before they even get.
And the fucking
level.
ball that they're playing before even the minor leagues is like minor league ball used to be.
But it was a great game too, and the way it ended was great.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I watched the Knicks home opener last night. You're not going to be happy to hear this. They got rid of the fucking drones.
That's a mistake.
I was watching the game and they won. But as bad as there were some moments in the game, the thing I just kept going back to was why would you get rid of the drone show before the game?
Has LeBron played his first Laker game yet?
Tonight at 10:30.
Count me in. Remind me. Tweet me.
Okay.
Not tweet, but what's the thing I got?
Text.
Thanks.
I'll text you. I'll say LeBron time.
I forgot. I'm not on Twitter.
I think the Lakers are going to be. I think they're going to be a 4 seed.
Doesn't matter. I don't see anybody beating fucking Golden State unless that fucking plane goes down.
Especially not with the Boogie Cousins got added this year. Just another all-star.
Have you seen the rings they got? They have the reverse. They reverse. They have this little reversible.
That's fucking tacky, man.
When you add a gimmick to your championship ring.
It's already a ring.
Like, that's something you would do for, like, the giveaway. Like, oh, every fan gets a plastic reversible ring on the first night of the season. It's not, hey, you get a diamond ring that reverses and has other diamonds on the inside.
When I used to live down in Florida, you'd go to all the spring training games, and then you go to the hotels to fucking drink, and there would always be old guys there with these big fucking rings like the size of their fist. And you're like, why are you even wearing that now? So if somebody comes over, like, shouldn't that's a trophy that you've put on your finger. It doesn't look good. It looks ridiculous, but you have people walking over and go, can I see the ring? And they're like, yeah. I really don't make a big deal of everything. I just drink my scotch.
Every ring now, like, even like the reversible ring's a gimmick, but every ring has like some like reference to like how they won the championship.
They're all nuts.
Like when the Patriots did their last one, they had like it was like the number if you add up the comeback.
They're all just the owners have too much time on their hands.
I think they're when the Raiders won their first championship, they didn't put the score of the Vikings game. They put the one where they beat the Steelers because they could never beat the Steelers.
Is that right?
They put the Steelers
the championship game.
Yeah, they beat the Steelers. They finally beat the Steelers in a playoff game. And they put the score of the Steelers game.
Was that 77?
The 77 ring, yeah, championship.
I saw some Mets players from 2015 wearing their NL championship ring, and that really bugged me.
They shouldn't get a ring for that.
Don't wear that.
Don't wear it.
You lost the World Series. You don't get a ring.
You should be wearing fucking tight shoes. Everyone's going to get a fucking pair of shoes 2 sizes too small just to remind you what you did.
And I wore I got a chance to put on the 96 ring. We knew Mike Torrey, Joe Torrey's son. He's like, "Hey, you want to try it on?" I didn't want to touch it. He's like, "Yeah, put it on." I put it on. It's like,
why would Joe Torrey's son have a fucking ring?
He gave Joe Torrey gave all of his kids.
This fucking annoys the shit out of me.
That seems like bullshit. That's,
I know.
That doesn't seem like something you should be able to do. You can't just start handing out rings.
No, he gave for each championship, he gave one to each of his kids. So he got the 96 ring. Another one got.
Oh, so he gave his away? He didn't have them made for them?
No.
That still was bad.
Football teams were like, the secretary gets a ring, the fucking towel boy got 2 rings and a belt.
The Warriors brought out their like chief of operations with them last night.
I fucking hate that.
Or 2 nights, whenever their opening night was.
It's the fucking players. Just like here's what I love about the Olympics. The coach doesn't get a gold medal. The players do.
Like the coach never doesn't get a medal.
If you're at a bar and you're wearing the ring and somebody comes up and says, "Oh, you were on the Warriors," and you're like,
"No, my
I'm
uncle was.
I'm their accountant."
No, I deliver beer to the locker room, and I just get along with all the guys. I remember, when you're a kid, anyone who has the closest connection, and there was a guy in my neighborhood. His dad, worked on Billy Cunningham's fucking basement. And we were like, there he goes. How are you, sir? Did you see Cunningham at all today? He had to go down in the basement and dig it out deeper so that big gangly fuck could walk around. Those guys back in those days used to just catch regular fucking planes. Like Wilt Chamberlain had to go to the fucking regular airport, go through with everybody and go, "Can I get 2 seats? I'm really tall. And I got to be up front."
The flight coach.
He had the fucking flight coach. He's like, "Look, I'm the tallest human you're ever going to meet."
I heard this story that a wrestler said that they used to prank new champions by being like, when they first won the belt, when they were getting ready to go through security the next day, they'd be like, "We're the champ now, so you got to walk around with the championship belt." So the guy would walk through the airport holding his.
Why would anyone who made it to the championship still be stupid? When you read that Flair stuff, he bought all his own suits and then had them torn off. Come on, Rick. Come on, buddy. Here's Hard Rock Johnny. Johnny.
Bennington.
I haven't gotten any text from you, so I take it no one's fucking up our gig?
Not yet. No, you're good. Don't worry. We're all right. So the Yankees, when like you were talking about giving
New
out
York
rings,
Yankees?
Yes, those Yankees.
From the steakhouse?
Well, formerly, yes.
Oh.
And so the Yankees had, they give out rings to the front office and those folks. And as a partner of the New York Yankees, I have a partner ring from the last World Series. And it's fairly large and gaudy. And I was wearing it on an airplane before my weight loss surgery. And I happened to be sitting in first class. And as people were getting off the plane, I was standing up and I had my hand out. I kind of forgot I even had the ring on, and people kind of looking at my ring across from me and like talking to each other. And I was like, "Oh, they see." So they whisper, and the guy goes to me, "Hey, do you work for the Yankees?" And without even a hesitation, I said, "Yes." And they said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm the strength and conditioning coach." I was 425 pounds at the time, and they were just like, "Oh," because what are they going to say? Like, Wow, you're really fat to be a strength and conditioning guy.
Johnny had to bring up that he has a Yankees ring and he was flying in first class. In the same story.
It's a good story. I will tell you another. So the reversible ring that they have for these guys. So years ago, I saw a guy named Ace Bailey who played on all the Edmonton Oilers teams when they won the 4 Stanley Cups. He showed me his ring, and on the ring, they had a carrot that had a bite out of it. And for every year you were on the team, you had this carrot. And if you were on for 4, the last year you'd have 4 bites taken out of your carrot, because Pockington, when he owned the team, the first year he would dangle the carrot. Like, if you win this round, we'll take you on a trip. And so when they did the ring design Gretzky came up with the idea to put the carrot on there with the bite taken out of it because they bit the carrot, and he freaked when he saw the design of the ring. He freaked out until he realized they told him Gretzky did it, and he was like, "Oh, that's okay then." So that kind of became their little thing
Okay,
on
that's
the ring.
funny. Now, since it's
So they
Gretzky,
all-
that's funny, and everybody else could get fired.
That's right.
I'm loving your fun facts, Johnny. This could be a nice fucking show for you over at Sirius. You know what I mean?
Ring fact.
Yeah.
This is a
It's ring talk.
I didn't know they got rings because I thought the Stanley Cup was like hockey players just looked at the Stanley Cup itself as the end all be all.
You ever see the Stanley Cup?
I think I saw it in person once.
Yeah. They used to, I think O&A had it in their fucking office for a little while. I don't know why.
Really?
Looks kind of, yeah, somebody that they were friends with. But it's pretty fucking tacky looking. It looks like it was made in 1930.
But it is
Maybe I guess it was. It's the same cup.
It was.
What a
Yeah,
piece
it
of
was.
shit.
It was the same cup, and they add rings to it, and then they take as they add new people, you lose rings on it, and teams fall
I'll
off.
just say this. Somebody on their show took a shit in it. And I should I should probably leave that for Anthony's book. Johnny, I think you show up in Anthony's book.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you
I
do.
know Earl is, from what I heard.
Earl's in it,
yesterday,
yeah.
And it sounds like it was pretty accurate from what you said. It was.
There's a chapter. Should I even tell you, Earl?
No.
I'll just tell you the chapter heading, okay? It says, "Guess who sucked my dick?" is the name of the chapter. All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
Later.
Peace. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-boo. Here's Charles, West Virginia.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Good afternoon, Ron. Hey, I was you guys were talking about championship rings. I want to know what you thought about the Redskins. I'm a Redskins fan, and the Redskins replacement players from back in the '90s. They got a ring over the off season here. What do you think about those guys getting a ring?
Well, they wouldn't have made the playoffs without him.
Well, that's funny you say that. People have broken that down, and that division was so bad that they would have still made the playoffs even if those guys won every game they were in. But they still would have made it even without those guys winning those games.
Yeah, I would have given it to him.
Yeah, if the guys in the practice squad get the ring, then why wouldn't the replacement?
I didn't know the practice squad guys get the rings.
Everybody gets a ring.
Yeah,
You
a lot
get
of
a ring.
ex-players-
You get a ring. I mean, that replacement team for the Redskins, that fucking Keanu Reeves is quarterback. That was a great fucking team.
They bonded in a prison cell over I Will Survive.
He lived on a boat.
Yeah, what's cool? And he dated a cheerleader in an era before you could do that.
I don't know. I think
Could
you
you
could
date-
fuck all the cheerleaders until like the Me Too movement started.
Well, I have a friend who's a cheerleader. She said the rules for NFL cheerleaders are insane. Like, you can't post any pictures of yourself in the uniform. You can't post any pictures of yourself with a beer or any kind of alcohol. You're not allowed to talk to the players. You're not allowed to go to any events with a player unless you get it approved. And the way the hierarchy works is like you want to get on the calendar, because if you go on the calendar, then you get paid more because you get paid to go to events. You get to go on this big trip.
Yeah, you know what the big trip says. You and the guys who bought the sweets. Then you can bang all of them. Just not the players. It's a racial thing. Am I right, Earl?
Yep.
The only people that understand racism is Earl and me. That's it. Come to us with any racist issue. We'll let you know.
Okay.
I even think that Johnny story was a little racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning coach.
And we know what that's fucking code for. But you were telling me Johnny does nothing at work. You say he's just you say he sits in a fucking office and smokes weed all day, didn't you?
No.
You like weed, Earl?
Oh, no.
How you get high then?
I don't get high.
Yeah.
Never got high. Never got drunk.
Well, we're gonna dose you.
No.
Why not? Be a surprising high. Who wouldn't like a nice fucking surprise like that?
Love it.
You like surprise parties?
Actually, I'm not a big fan of surprise parties.
No, me neither. I've designed a couple for myself before, though.
Like you asked people to set up a surprise party for you?
Yeah, not only that, and then when it was the night of this is when I was younger, and I'd set up. A friend of mine had a dance studio, so I said, "Let's have a surprise party for me at the dance studio." And I told a couple of people, and they were working on. Well, it was my chick at the time. So then I said, like, tell this guy to tell me this, and you know what I mean. So she hated it, but she was going through everything she was supposed to. So then the night, someone said, "Hey, can you pick me up at this thing?" I said, "I can't, man. I'm playing a racquetball game." And they're like, "Please." I go, "I can't." I go, "Look, call me back in 10 minutes." And so he's fucking call me back. I go, "Fuck, dude, I can't get out of this. I got a racquetball game with this guy. Call me back in fucking 50. So I kept doing that, right? So finally, like, I'm going to fucking come over, but I'll only be there for 5 minutes. So I drive over in the fucking place and I open it up and I'm wearing a fucking complete sweatsuit and I have a racket in my hand and everyone's yelling, "Surprise!" And I go, and I just fucking pull my thing down and I have a shirt and tie under my racket. I go, "Is this really a fucking surprise? Or is this something I was behind completely?" I thought everybody would enjoy it. I think they were downright rude about it, if I'm going to be honest.
A little hostile?
I think they got a little short with me.
I like when I was asked to set up a surprise party. My favorite part of a surprise party.
Just hold on, everybody. Look who's trying to top.
No, it's
Vito.
not trying to top.
No. You got to be number one all the time.
I don't want to be
no,
number
come
one.
on.
I just want to relate with
Earl,
you.
Move the spotlight on Vito.
It's not on
please.
me.
Yeah. Vito's story is so much better than mine.
It's not better at all. It's much worse.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just like when you're setting up a surprise party and you have to tell people, just tell that person you're busy that night and you can't hang out with them on their birthday. And then this person's texting everybody they know, like, "Hey, like, can you come get dinner with me?" And everybody has to say to this person, "No, I don't want to hang out with you that day."
Well, that's great, Vito. I guess it feels great to make somebody else feel really small.
It does.
Does that make you a big man now?
It makes me feel like a big old man.
Listen, now that you're done, would you jizz all over my feet and make me walk
I
around
don't
in
want to
it?
make you walk around in my jizz.
Oh, you deserve to. I'm a bitch.
No, you're not a bitch.
What are you doing over there, Earl? Are you shuffling your papers around? Makes me nervous.
You get dosed?
I feel like I'm going to get a fucking subpoena when I see you like that. Earl's a good-looking man, huh?
Yeah, smoke show.
You got any friends with daddy issues? Maybe they like to go out with Earl?
Yeah, I could go to like a dead dad support group and see.
What? Where?
A dead dad support group. Other people.
Would you like to date a really young girl, Earl?
I mean, I haven't done it in so long. I think I would rather just date someone closer to my own age at this point.
But a guy?
No.
I know guys with dead dads too.
What's with dead dads?
I have a dead dad. I have daddy issues, girl.
Chris is close to your age and has two dead parents.
Wow.
He's got family issues. He wants to. Chris wants to date an older couple.
Take him to the park.
Yeah. Take him to the park and blow him. Look at these young girls out here, Earl. They might be perfect for you.
You like that,
Get
Earl?
yourself a young fucking white girl.
I go ask them if they have any dead fucking relatives or.
You don't have to be dead to have daddy issues.
I guess you see where my issues come from.
You just want a man to have couch with.
Yeah, that would be nice to learn how to throw a ball.
Yeah. The way you fucking throw it now with the same fucking lead foot. He leads with a foot and throws right over that. We used to say throw like a girl. You're not allowed to fucking say that anymore, you know? Ever since this whole Me Too You move. We can't do all the shit we want, though.
I still have learned how to drive. I feel like that's a fatherly thing. I'm asking Earl.
Earl don't fucking drive either.
Well, I know how to drive. My father, I had one lesson with my
bragging.
father. I had one lesson with my father, and that was a complete disaster.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because he had a 1979 Lincoln Town Car.
Of course he did, Earl. Is that what he used to put his bitches in when he was driving them down to the Deuce? By the way, I'm not keeping up with the Deuce this year.
I'm liking it.
I haven't watched it.
My only issue, like, I don't like it's not about just the people on 42nd anymore. It's just about the porn industry. And like the best part of the show is just like these people were on the same 5-block radius and you were just seeing how they all were intertwined. Now it's just fucking the middle of Boogie Nights.
I know, we've already seen Boogie Nights, dude. We never saw the Deuce.
No, it's also covering like how they're transforming 42nd Street. It's really how the slow transformation is going to happen.
Oh yeah, Lenny Bruce from fucking from Maisel is like trying to turn the city around.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's the Lenny Bruce guy from.
By the way, I was down in the Village last night. I think they were shooting Maisel down there.
Yeah, I think they're shooting.
I saw some old cars.
I saw outside of 30 Rock, there was like an old cab, and I thought it could only be because of that. I like watching that shit and like seeing like just like looking in the background and seeing how like they really like go out of their way to not catch any like new buildings.
It's really hard, but
yeah,
you'd be surprised. They don't shoot in a lot of, you know what I mean? Like they keep a very short fucking window that they can't go on either side of.
Yeah. And then like, well, when A Bronx Tale was filmed, they couldn't even film it in the Bronx. They had to film it in Astoria by Chris.
Like a fucking idiot. Because Chris hasn't had anything good happen in his neighborhood.
Nothing's been updated in certain parts of the story.
If they're going to do it in Chris's neighborhood, instead of calling it Bronx Tale, it should be called Rat's Tail. You can make Ratatouille, fucking real life Ratatouille, just by fucking Chris holding his fucking phone out the window. No, he lives in a nice fucking building. His apartment shit, but it's a nice fucking building.
Yeah, the building itself is very nice.
Yeah.
I've seen other people's apartments in the building. They're nice. My apartment.
He went in for dead bodies. He goes in the middle of the night to steal some shit.
But he doesn't have friends in that building, so there's no reason for him to be in other people's apartments.
Yeah, the fucking quick fucking dine and dash. He eats their food and goes back to bed.
I don't have a light switch in my living room. It's odd. It was pointed out to me
When
once.
you used to be a scope bro,
Oh, yeah?
your fucking apartment was so dingy and sad.
Yeah, there's and like the curtains or whatever are just all ripped up, and I don't.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason should have fucking lived in there.
It's very Jackie Gleason-esque.
I saw a wall. I saw a wall of pots and pans, and I've never seen you cook.
Oh no, yeah, they're just there. They're just like I think those are my mom's.
Oh, my bad.
Thanks, dude.
That's all his mom left him.
That's it. Yeah, that and a lease. That's all I fucking had. The Stanley Fortune.
That fucking lease is good though.
I miss you being a scope bro.
Yeah, they banned me because I think I said cunt too much. I had one particularly bad meltdown that got me. A lot of people reported me.
Why don't you be a gram bro once? See how that works out for
I
you.
did jump on the gram to be a gram boy.
Because I like you being like that thing that you did with Scope Bros in the winter because it was really depressing and you were just fucking drinking brown liquor.
There was one night I was coming home in a cab, I believe, like half blacked out. I remember watching it the next day because I didn't remember what I did. I was like, I'm chasing all the wrong shit, bro.
Dude, I was watching that one, man.
Oh, God.
He's like, I don't know, guys. I'm chasing all the wrong dreams.
Like, hey, Paul Morrissey, what's up? You're on the West Coast.
That was fucking fun, man.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time seeing you slowly killing yourself.
Oh, yeah. It was fucked up.
Hey, John in Miami.
Hey, look, guys, in that Donnie Brasco scene when they're driving on the bridge, you see that tall green building. I think it's in Long Island City. It's like a Citibank building. That thing wasn't built till like the late 80s.
The thing is, I remember when that used to be called the tallest building between Manhattan and Boston. They fucking said that all the time. Now it's dwarfed by other buildings.
Like 10 blocks over, like in the same neighborhood. Like there's buildings taller than that in Long Island.
Yeah.
Not to mention Manhattan.
You know that bank building that was in Long Island City is like green?
Yeah. It's a
And
Citibank building.
Chris and I were up on 57th. That fucking building down on like Broadway and 57th, the one that Al Pacino lived in, right? That used to be the tallest fucking building. It's like the 30th tallest building on 57th. 57th is just fucking massive.
Have you been by Hudson Yards?
Yeah,
It's
that's all
weird
over
over there. It's, it's just giant skyscrapers.
And yet, where do you eat? Where do you fucking do your laundry? Where do you fucking?
I think
you know what I mean?
they're developed. The idea behind the Hudson Yards is like they're just putting laundromats, they're putting restaurants and stuff there.
Just the opposite. You know what they're doing?
What?
They're just fucking saying Amazon will bring you fucking food. You'll get your fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's almost like living in Tokyo. I don't want to fucking be disparaging, but you ever see like you look at Tokyo and you're like, oh, that's just horrific. That's what's fucking New York is becoming, just this fucking tall island of weirdness. Fucking robots are fucking patrolling. Buildings just have this big talking person out of nowhere.
Yeah, they say they're calling the Hudson Yards the city within the city because it's going to be.
I call it the shitty within the city.
Yeah. There's also there's also a report saying that like 20% of retail space in Manhattan is empty. Like there's just nothing.
Yeah, you know why? They fucking move out people. They put in a corporate fucking store. Somebody's like, oh, we have a New York store too. And then that goes fucking bankrupt. And they're just sitting there empty. Everybody who owns buildings in New York, and this might seem too far, should be lined up and shot like the fucking revolution was there. Because they're horrific fucking people. And they drive these businesses out. I sound like a fucking socialist because there's got to be some amount of socialism and capitalism or just madness.
I had an idea for like how to solve the like stores and building.
All right, hold on, everybody. I'm gonna fucking get a hold of the White House right now.
Call them up.
I got a brain trust who's come up with it. I'm gonna see what's going on here. I think it's probably gonna have something to do with pony rides. Am I wrong about that?
No pony rides, no miniature horses.
Okay,
they're straight business percentage wise.
All right. So
all these stores are going out of business. You're not making money on rent because there's nobody in there. Why not just work out a new deal where instead of rent, you just make a VIG. You just make a 5%.
Here's the thing. They don't. This is fucking nickel and dime, right?
Yeah.
You see this fucking quarter here? That's fucking rent to them. You know why? The big money's in the fucking pocket. They want the sky, Vito. The sky. They want that building empty, and they'll do it for years and years and years. And then they take this guy. I remember when the Hard Rock was on 57. Massive fucking place, right? Johnny says, yeah, they're moving us out. They're going to do something with the building. We're going down the 42nd Street. We go, Johnny, mark my words. That place is going to flop, and you'll never fucking eat again. You're never going to get a Times Square fucking Hard Rock going. This is the place. Fight them. Well, I'm wrong. Of course, they moved down there. That fucking building sat empty for a decade. They knock it down, and there's a fucking tower there now. Yep. A tower where if you get to the top of it, there's a fucking giant that has treasure. That's what they want, Vito. They want the fucking sky.
Why not give everybody a bite? You know,
they don't care about people.
They don't want a bite. They want the whole pie.
But when you want a 10%, like just a 10% margin that you get on,
it's nothing to them. It's fucking pocket change.
Well, then my idea is fucked.
Chelsea, they had the giant bookstore on 6th Avenue. That space went empty for almost, like you said, almost a decade.
They do it all the time.
And I think now it's I think it's Burlington Coat Factory or one of these nationals.
Yeah, I know the area you're talking about. It's like they all used to be warehouse. By the way, those buildings over there, if you look at those,
gorgeous.
They're all the cement work and everything on those buildings.
You're never going to get anything like it again. Look, used to at the place on 57th when what was there?
Steinway Building?
No, but the fucking Free FM was across the street. There would be this thing. There was all this Italian stonework that was like 10 floors up. There was statues and all that. And we used to look at the building. I'm like, what the fuck? Who did that? Who did that? That building's gone now. No one is ever going to fucking build something like that again. That's the end of an era. And we knock it over like it was a fucking sandcastle, and a glass piece of shit goes up in the air.
No, I know. The stone cutting was...
It was unbelievable. It was spooky almost.
Yeah.
People are upset that the New York skyline is going from like the famous skyline it was to now it's just kind of weird artistic looking strange.
But like it's also just like fucking flashing lights and shit.
Yeah.
At night, like it was a fucking, I don't know, like they just sell cheap diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, there's the occasional with the Frank Gehry buildings, which are kind of cool, which are very cool. But other than that, it's just steel and like Long Island City is all steel and glass now, where the where 5 Points used to be, and
that's the truth about those Trump buildings. Those Trump buildings have always been shit.
Yeah,
just glass. He builds those buildings to look at other nice buildings. but his buildings do add nothing. You see the up that other Trump building, they're pulling the name off of it.
Yeah.
I almost went into that building because this was like 12, 14 years ago. It said Trump. I go, it should be a nice building. It's a fucking shithole. He didn't own it. He just sold his fucking name to it.
I live right in front of the Riverside Trump buildings that like they pulled, most of them pulled the names down a while ago. But my mom moved into our building when it went up, and those buildings weren't there. And she had a choice between getting a river view and just the other view, and it was like double the price difference. And she was like, "There's no fucking way nobody's going to build up over there.
Up.
There's no way you're not going to take the space between here and there. So why would you spend double?
The thing about all those buildings on 56, they had fucking park views.
Yeah,
they're just looking at glass now. Go stop up there one day when you're walking up. You won't fucking believe it. You will not believe the size of these buildings.
Yeah, I think the one on 57th is the tallest building.
The garbage can.
It looks like a garbage. No, there's one that's
the straight one. It's like narrow and just tall. It looks like a garbage can.
How do you? Why would anybody want to sleep 90 fucking stories in the air? I'd be like, what if there's trouble in this building? I'll never get out. You can't run down the fucking steps. You just be like, honey, we're so rich, but we're gonna die. Let's fucking smoke some meth until the fire gets to us. That's what I would yell at.
Yeah, the like penthouse in the sky. I've never like. I always thought if you had money, like big, nice townhouse in like Central Park is the way to go. Like if you got that kind of money.
Yeah, I don't even know if that kind of money could be fucking earned in a lifetime now. Those places like 80. 80. Yeah. You take a look at it, you're like, I don't know. It doesn't look like 80. I mean, if you had 80 in the country somewhere, you'd be famous. You'd be on fucking TV. Here, you're just another fucking block. Chris in Houston. Chris.
Hey guys, y'all are kind of going over the slow death of Manhattan, but the rest of us hayseeds out here don't. I don't have any sense of scale. Like I understand what you're saying, but like you referenced Chris's neighborhood and then where Vito lives. And how big is a story? Is that it? I don't even know. Does that have?
You've ever been in a one-story building?
Yeah.
All right, so that's one story. Then one above it. Now imagine 90 up. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. I never thought I'd have to sit and explain a story to a grown man. How many stories up you sleeping?
25.
That's pretty high. That's too high if the fucking building catches on fire.
I know you don't want to explain stories, but I have a question. Is there a set like amount to a story, or it's just like floors, right?
Yeah, it's just floors.
Okay, because so like one story could be one thing.
Yeah, one story could mean one thing. One dog's looking the other way.
I thought that, but I wasn't sure, so I wanted to ask you. And I go to you for dad questions.
I'll be your dad anytime you want.
Thanks.
Like if you have some father and son thing you got to go to, give me a call. I'll go and lie.
Okay.
I'll go like, yes, hey, it's Vic Calise. How's everybody doing? Hey, here's the $5 for you. Earl, you gonna have kids ever in your life? You think?
I hope so.
What are you gonna do? Have fucking air babies that you just fucking shooting your fucking jizz into the air? Do you understand, Earl, how fucking old you are already?
I'm in good shape. I feel good for my age, and everyone keeps telling me I don't look my age.
But does your semen look its age?
Jonathan actually says this is Earl an incel on the down low. You're kind of an incel.
I'm not down on anything right now.
Earl, join me in the Vol cells.
I've always been kind of a loner, and then I stayed on the outside. I like it there.
No pussy.
I didn't say that.
You ought to try to get in the fucking Proud Boys. Fucking attack a foreigner like they were fucking. I just fucked up a foreigner.
I think the Proud Boys would probably go after me. Be more.
Let me tell you, if you're ever going to be jumped by a gang, make it the Proud Boys. I'd rather take on 50 Proud Boys than one fucking warlock.
They don't jerk off. Just show them nudes.
Start jerking off and go, this is how it is. Here's some nudes. You throw a fucking hustler over your head, you're running down the street. Vito, you dressing up this year for Halloween?
Yeah, I just bought a costume.
Where you going as a cow?
It's close. I bought a shark onesie just because I didn't.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to be a fucking shark. I originally wanted.
Why would you want a onesie?
It's easier than buying a costume. What I originally wanted to do was me and Ian were gonna do the Revenant and the Bear.
It's fucking not the time for it. It's, only 5
it's
years
late,
ago.
and I was just gonna run out in bars and just attack them. But I wasn't gonna tell them. I was gonna buy a Winnie the Pooh costume.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
And then just be like, "Oh, dude, the only costume available was Winnie the Pooh."
Wait, is that your shark right
That's
there?
the exact one I bought.
Earl, tweet that out. You wearing it to work one day?
I'll bring it to work.
Does that mean we have to give candy to you?
Please. Do you want me to go to office?
Well, you can't eat chocolate, so this is going to be a very bad Halloween for you.
Well, no, there's a lot of I personally don't like chocolate candy.
Wait a minute. Why not?
It just it melts,
It melts.
It goes bad. But
What do you mean it goes bad?
It melts in your pocket. It can make you feel sick if it's fucking all melted and bad.
What do you just put raw chocolate in your pocket? It comes
No,
in a
my mom will keep Kit Kats in the cabinet.
You don't like a Kit Kat?
I like chocolate, but I like non-chocolate candy better. Like my favorite candy is gummy worms, sour gummy worms.
What are you, a fucking trout?
Fucking bait me up. I love sour gummy worms. If I'm gonna,
you know what? I don't even think non-chocolate candy is candy. I think it's something else completely.
Hard candy?
Hard candy is like for a grandma. What do you want? A piece of butterscotch until you settle down?
Butterscotch is delicious. That little candy that looks like a strawberry that only old people have.
No, I know what you're talking about. I remember my grandmother would have these. They would just be like these green leaves. They were like sugar on the outside, disgusting minty taste. And I'd be like, this is disgusting. But I would still keep eating it because she didn't have anything else. I'll give you an old school candy. I don't know if they even make this anymore. It was like a 1930s candy. It was called a Mary Jane. And it had like maple in the center. You know what I'm talking about, Earl?
Yep. They were like the
Earl?
maple center. You would
Yeah, you just stretch that shit out.
stretch it out.
Keith Robinson talks about soft candy. And he said that the kids in his neighborhood, he said, would take hard candy and put it on the radiator until it melted down. And they called it soft candy.
That's a little.
I'd never heard of that before.
I heard of that, but it's just I always thought it took too long. It's just
But
the process.
you're not doing it in a minute, Earl. You're like when you go to bed at night, you put your hard candy on the fucking radiator. Next day, you get up, you got nice fucking comfortable gummy soft candy.
Sounds
Some good things take time, Earl.
Yeah, Earl. What about ice? You want to fucking make ice? It's not going to happen in a minute.
He's just throwing water into his drinks.
That's Earl's way cooling off his fucking tea.
I still buy 4-pound bags of cherry Jolly Ranchers off Amazon. And I just ran out, so I gotta buy another one.
He does it to attract kids at the park.
What's your other non-chocolate candy? Because you haven't come up with one candy that's better than the worst piece of chocolate.
All right, well, gummy candy in general just is
Gummy candy is fucking something for like an infant should
But
eat.
it's delicious. Like, you ever get a fucking handful of gummy bears?
All right, yeah. All right. Think of this. I want you to picture
Okay.
John Wayne, Lee Marvin. Could you see them putting gummy bears in their fucking mouth?
I could.
There's only way you can eat a gummy bear, and that's if it's got fucking weed in it.
But I mean, I grew up in the 90s had this weird sour.
First of all, you're wrong. You didn't grow up.
The 90s had this weird sour burst.
It is very true.
The sour thing that Warheads, baby bottle pops.
And I never understood it. And I would say that to my own kids. I go, why would you choose fucking sour over sweet? And they'd be like, oh, God. This thing. Like, you could see just the shock.
That
in
was
their-
the Warhead. I never
Yeah.
got the Warhead thing where kids would just be like, I got this new Warhead that's supposed to be the most sour one yet. But a nice gentle.
I'm trying to think of this. There's some fucking sour candy that Fez was into. It was in the 90s. And he kept fucking eating so much of it that he tore the thing off his tongue. He had a big open sore on his tongue and inside of his mouth from sour candy. It's like, this fucking candy is. I see blood coming out. I'm like, what are you doing? I can't stop.
It definitely wasn't a Warhead.
No, it wasn't a fucking warhead.
That was just the one.
I mean, you're obsessed with warheads right now.
I'm trying to think what it was.
It was some
A hot
kind of
tamale?
Sour Pouch fucking bullshit. I don't know what those things were.
Lemon heads. I think they were lemon heads.
No, what year was this that there were Lemonheads? But by the way, Lemonheads, completely underrated band.
Very. It's a shame about Ray.
Fucking perfect song.
All right, Gushers.
Yeah, hold on. We're talking about the Lemonheads. The fucking band. There was another song they had too that was a hit, and then there was the Mrs.
Into Your
Rob-
Arms.
Yeah, Into Your Arms. But you picked the best song.
It's a shame about Ray.
Fucking love that song. All these bands mean nothing to you, right?
No.
But in the meantime, you can go on for 2 fucking hours talking about a warhead. That's what we're saying. You know what I mean? That's a Lemonhead for you. This is the thing that fucking Chris is obsessed with. Laugh Lounge is streaming live tonight, and Jamie Kennedy is going to be on it.
Oh. I was a big fan of that show, the Jamie Kennedy Experience.
Still going on. Never went off.
Really? That was the WB, though.
A great band.
I'm bored with them now.
It's one of those great songs where the title track was the definitive song on the album.
That was the name of this?
Yeah, that was the album. That was the album title.
All right. Now, you brought this up, what was this, yesterday?
Yeah.
And now you're trying to re-bring it up?
Why not?
I did not know that this album was called It's a Shame About Ray.
Yeah, that's the album.
Did that make your top 50 list?
It did not make the...
All right, reset the table with Vito here. Explain it again.
Paste Magazine had a list of the top 50 title tracks. So the title of the song was also the name of the album.
All right. I'm going to play this with you. I'm going to give you the title track, the name of the album, and the name of the band. Definitive, must be top 10, Bad Company. Company.
Yeah, yeah, and this is why this list made me steam. Bad Company by Bad Company from the album Bad Company, not on the list at all.
That's bullshit. It's all three. It marks off all the boxes.
I know. The only other band that can stand up to that is Talk Talk. Wait, Talk Talk. They own the top 50.
Not on that list.
LA Woman.
LA Woman, not on the list.
Come on, man.
All right, I have one.
I just got in and down about an hour ago.
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton, NWA.
Straight Outta Compton, according to Paste Magazine, is number 15.
That's pretty good.
Not really.
Out of 50.
No one's like, hey, I was in a race. I finished 15th.
The other glaring omission on this list is, and I'm shocked that it didn't make the top 10, Moondance by Van Morrison.
Come on, Earl. This fucking... Now, here's the thing. A list is just supposed to make you mad. There's no other reason to make a list except to put... make people angry with themselves. I don't know. I'm stuck in the Doors, but Soft Parade.
No Doors. Doors don't even make the list.
LL Cool J had I'm Bad. The album was bad.
No, that doesn't
count.
I got one.
Yeah.
London Calling. London
That should be
Calling,
always
The
in the
Clash.
top. London Calling's at the top of every list. Doesn't care if it's best cover, best fucking whatever. They always put London Calling. Down to the point where I'm starting to be annoyed with London Calling.
London Calling is number 11.
Congratulations, Chris. You're right out of the top 10. How about Coney Island Baby?
No Lou Reed at all.
Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Bruce is on this list, but not that album.
Don't tell me Born in the USA, please. Don't tell me Born in the USA.
Sorry, Ronnie. Born in USA is number 8.
All right, this is just... How about the list? They're just the fucking albums and songs that come up with every other list. London Calling and Born in the USA.
How many Springsteen ones are on there?
One.
What do you think? Tunnel of Love is going to make it? See what I did there? Fucking made him feel like an asshole for having a favorite artist.
But no Freeze Frame, Jay Giles. No Earth, Wind, and Fire, That's the Way of the World. No, The World is a Ghetto by War.
Who made this up? Somebody who hates blacks? What was this, the Proud Boys records and tapes?
Did any of the Elvis? Because the movie was always named after one of the songs, right?
Yeah, but nobody ever is crazy about those fucking movie soundtracks.
Is Jailhouse Rock on there, Earl?
No,
I don't think,
no Elvis.
Like he wasn't even really an album guy.
No, it was all soundtracks at one point.
Soundtracks
Forget
and singles.
soundtracks. He was already done being a real rock and roll star by the time he did this first soundtrack.
Yeah, when he went to the Army, it was basically over.
Oh yeah, it was over. After that, it was just fucking fried food and fucking downs for him.
I like the King Creole soundtrack.
Oh my god, he's driving me nuts.
I just want.
That was before he went into the army.
Okay,
it was before he went in the fucking army, and like there weren't any real fucking albums until like 64. 63, 64 was the beginning of the real albums. By the way, did you see they're talking about making a movie out of Blood on the Tracks?
Yes. Excited about it.
Excited?
A little bit.
He's really excited.
There's a...
Why would somebody be excited about a movie about an album?
No, I mean, it's going to be based on some of the themes from the record, not necessarily...
Write your own fucking shit. That's what I like to say. By the way, this is the guy who directed this, did your favorite new movie, Call Me By Your Name. Earl fucking gives it 4 jizzes.
They're doing. I saw they're doing a lesbian version of it.
All right, come on, man.
You're bad,
Don't
dude.
fucking be like that, dude. Would you get woke like the rest of us? They can't be 3. We need Gail back here just to slap you because you were woke when Gail was here.
I just read. I don't know if the headline was true, but I saw it. I wanted to. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I should have clicked the link.
Danny, what's up?
Hey, Ron. I know you're not a fan, but Michael Jackson, Thriller.
Thriller is number 4.
Ah.
And I think this song is...
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a terrible song. John, what's up? John in Boston.
Hey, guys. Just, Ron, I wanted to say there was a band Big Country who had name, song title, and
Yeah,
album
they
title. Do
did.
you remember that
They
one?
did. And then they were riding around on those 3-wheel bikes for some reason, and everyone goes, "They blow," but the music isn't bad. They were like U2's big fucking like competitors at first. Wait, hold on. There's got to be a U2 song on here, right? Hey, Nick, what's up?
Hey guys, how about Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life? Great album title, great album.
I think it's the greatest album of all time, but it doesn't make it. What?
Nothing.
It doesn't. It is not
Don't
on the
take
list.
it personal, but it's shit, Earl.
Earl, what about 40 Ounces of Freedom? Sublime.
Sublime. You still call them Sublime after all this time. And I've never heard another human being, and I know other New Yorkers, I know other people from Astoria, and I'll go, "Hey, what's the name of this?" I go, "What do you mean, Sublime?" I go, "Thank you." There's no reason for you to say Sublime
breaks
over
it
and
up.
over. Yeah.
Sublime.
He pauses.
below a line.
If this ain't on the list, I'm gonna freak out.
40 ounce of freedom. I would have liked to see young Chris Stanley hitting his bong to this.
Hell yeah. Listen to some Sublime.
Stop it with that. Brian in Charleston, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? I was calling to tell you that Wish You Were Here about Pink Floyd is the best album title track.
That's a very good fucking call.
It's a fantastic song, fantastic album. And this is why, again, this list really pisses me off. Not on the list at all. At all.
I know when something's not on the list now because Earl starts complimenting it first.
He got you, Earl. You're a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, and there's no Kanye on here either.
There's no Kanye song where the fucking song is the album title.
Would you see what an idiot he was in Africa? Saying you should turn this place into a Jurassic
Did
Park.
you see the picture where he's just posing? He's like in front of a painting and he's doing like a Power Rangers pose.
Oh, God. Well, this take us a fucking year to get to it. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Beatles, Sgt. Pepper.
Sgt. Pepper is number 31. according to Pace
I got
magazine.
two more.
Go ahead.
Duran Duran Rio.
No love for Duran Duran either.
Sorry, you got a loss, so you're out. Wiki sent me this, his favorite album of all time, Mr. Roboto. Dummy, amigato, Mr. Roboto, tamo,
No sticks.
tamo. Isn't it crazy that everyone knows that?
Yeah.
Even they act like it's... You can't get around that.
I knew it as a kid, and I didn't even know who Styx was.
This is pure madness. This is like listening to somebody having a fucking breakdown. Matt in Missouri, what do you got, buddy?
Back on Black's got to be on there. Back in Black.
Yeah.
Back in Black is number 17.
Well, hold on. We get to hear Mr. Roboto, but we don't get to hear Back in Black. Now I know we're fucking crazy. Kevin, California.
Yeah, I think Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses.
That's not a fucking title of a song.
I know it's the title of an album, my bad.
Yes, the title of it. What are we going for? The best album title that's also an album title? I've got an appetite of destruction. Like Earl's looking around to see if he can find it.
Nope.
Come on, Earl, stand up for yourself.
As great as Guns N' Roses are. And
I've got this appetite. Steve, Strong Island.
Hey, how you doing?
How you think?
Let It Bleed from Let It Bleed, the Stones.
Well, we all need someone we can lean on.
Yeah, not only is the album not on there is no Stones represented at all on this.
He had on me. Jason, Missouri.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
The Eagles, Hotel California.
The Eagles are Earl's favorite band in the whole world. He's an Eagles man, both in football and rock. Now, is this the Spanish version of this?
English.
Too bad. I thought you were pretty cool till now, Chris.
Eagles do not make the list at all, according to Pace magazine.
Earl, stop acting like you're the town crier. Go fucking ringing a bell, going from town to town. Colin in D.C.
Hey, what about Purple Rain?
All right, now Purple Rain, and this album, I got some kind of a hidden fact. The guy who wrote and sang all these songs, dead. Prince is dead.
What?
Yeah. John, New York. John.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie? How you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
I got a good deep one for you. David Bowie's got so many, but one of my favorites is Station to Station. Great album, great track.
Station to Station.
Bowie
Long
is
build
on the
up.
list,
Well
not
worth.
that album.
Yeah, probably Mars one.
The Mars one. Oh, yeah. The Mars one is my favorite. Tim in Baltimore.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
King Crimson, Court of the King.
Well, is that cheating that it's not the exact title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cheating a little bit.
Yeah, you're loopholing it in.
Yeah. Mike in Connecticut. Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I would say Springsteen, Born to Run, or Born in the USA.
Well, we had Born in the USA on there, but Born to Run, easily his most famous song.
Not on the list at all.
That's bullshit.
A friend, can I tell you something? A friend of mine is from New Jersey, and she said to me, this song is so fucking true. Ain't a runaway American dream. Matthew, New Hampshire.
All right, how about Master of Puppets by Metallica?
Massa. Earl won't say the name of this.
M.O.P.
Danny in Jersey.
Hey, as much as love, Wish You Were Here, and I think Born to Run is douchey. Out of the Hell's got to be on the list.
And you think that's a good song?
I'm not saying it's good.
Oh, you love it.
Yeah, no love for meatloaf, according to Pace magazine.
Maybe if you tried it with some mashed potatoes, you'd be onto something.
I remember when I was a kid, the VH1 would always play his biopic commercial, and I just remember a video of him getting beat the shit out of with dodgeballs.
Yeah.
And I saw it. I never saw the movie, but I saw that scene over and over again as a child.
Dude, if we ever do the biopic and I'm going for the rights, you're going to be the guy.
Fuck yeah. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Earl, you're going to be Jim Steinham. Dave in Ohio.
The 4-letter word, help, by the Beatles.
It's a good call, Earl. I wouldn't have went back that far, but this is a good call. Is it there? You got it. Why are you playing low spark?
I don't know why it's playing.
Oh, maybe because of the next caller. Hey, Tony in Nebraska. He never did answer us about. Earl already sees into the future.
You got me on. I'm sorry.
You're up.
Man, you guys are awesome. How about Low Spark of High Heel Boys?
Yeah.
Traffic.
Or would you just hit fucking play? Was that you fucking up?
Was
He's
not
pointing
me.
at you.
Well, he's fucking full of shit. He's a liar again 2 days ago.
I didn't say a word.
Pete, you pointed at him, and I asked you if help was there, and you're like, ooh. And then I'm hearing the next caller's song come up. Why don't you say what's on your mind? Why are you secretly pointing at him?
Motherfucker, Earl.
You're playing.
You had the song, yes, because you weren't playing it.
I had the song, and you said,
Well, why would you grab the live version, Chris?
This was mislabeled.
In this fucking business, okay? Radio, we don't grab the live version unless it's turn the page. Let me get Ken Shane on the line here. Take this song down, Chris, and say to yourself, 11 years and I still don't understand the radio. 11 years. Ken Shane, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. Hey, listen, I am going for a song that will certainly not be on the list, but today would have been my beloved Laura Nero's 71st birthday.
Wow, that's weird to even think of.
I'm going for the title track of her Gamble and Huff produced album, Gonna Take a Miracle.
I love Laura Nero so much.
Me too, buddy.
The unbelievable Laura Nero, who Ken just told us would have been 71 years old. And I think this album is from 1971. Here's the thing. How could something so beautiful even exist? Is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we live on a planet when you hear all the shitty things that go on and then you hear something like that and you're like, oh my God.
And it just went right
through you, right?
She was killing it.
I look over and I think of the shit music Beatles listens to. And you're like, you give them something like that. And you know what? It's in the same way. Like you ate so much of that fucking sour candy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you have no taste buds left. You put fucking just hot sauce all over your eggs. And at this point in life, you're like, oh, you saw something. I look over, Earl's eyes had welled up. And I was thinking, her and Rundgren could have had a baby. You know what I mean? It left us something. And I look over at you and you're just mouth breathing. I see you scratching your balls.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so fucking sad. Matt in Jersey.
1973, Billy Joel, Piano Man.
Good call, but no Billy.
You know what was the lucky thing for Billy Joel in that song is that when he was talking with Davey, who was still in the Navy. You're like, talk about a lucky fucking break. Don't even bother after we just went through Laura Nero. Now you're going to run in with a live version of Piano Man as fast as you can. Andy in Virginia.
Hey, I got to go with Bowie and Heroes.
Bowie and Heroes. Why don't we take a fucking break and then see if you read another article? Why does everyone come in with a list they hate they found somewhere? Don't. Then I don't. As well as you dress, you bring me nothing but pain. You know what Vinay said to me the other day? Come on in, Vinay, for this. He goes like this, hey, when you do the Thanksgiving show, can I do 20 minutes?
That's ridiculous. We've told you not to do stuff.
The answer is yes. He can. He's going to do 20 minutes.
No, he's what?
Oh, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
I got yelled at for 10 minutes. Now I can do 20?
I thought you asked for 20.
No.
You said you could do 15. Said you could do as much as 20.
I said I could do as much as possible.
All right.
If you ever need me, I can do an hour.
Can you really? I might have you
I've
do
done
an hour
40.
when we open the door while people are walking in.
Seriously.
Hey, everybody. Find
No.
a seat.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do it.
What are you kidding about?
I already got yelled at for doing it. I don't want to
Who
do it
yelled
again.
at you? Which one of them yelled at you? Just tell me. Vito? Vito, you see yourself as his boss. I see myself as your boss.
Yeah.
Stop screaming at him.
I want the
This is a fucking lovely kid, and he's ambitious. Okay.
Yeah.
He wants to take over and do stand up all the time.
No, but I like this job too. I don't want Vito to get mad at me and be like, I don't want you here anymore. Because
it's not making it better right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're selling out this prick. You're fucking getting him. You're making him look bad.
Doing great for my future here.
When you live in the country or in a small town, you know a few things that the city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of the hardware store, and the county's best AAA quarterback. You also know the way things ought to be done. Dish was built to serve small town America. And because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight. Deal fair, most of all, listen. Dish knows that when you're out past the last cable line, you make even stronger connections. And so they strive to present real choices and provide real service, the kind that you don't just expect but deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other. So let Dish take care of you with the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from the retailer that lives in and supports your community. Dish listens. That's how they stay tuned into you. Bennington Show. I'm going back to Poughkeepsie, guys. You're going to finally see me come home. Saturday, November 3rd, Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. LaughItUp.net for tickets. Me back in Poughkeepsie. Fantastic.
Never thought I'd see the day.
I'm curious, who's going to be there the week before me?
I'll find out right now.
Good. Find out who's going to be there the week before me and then the week after me.
The week before, Kurt Metzger.
Ooh, great show.
The week after you, Regina de Ciccio.
Terrific. All right. So Laugh It Up. First class club.
And you're right there in the middle. November
Saturday, November 3rd, Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. Go to laughitup.net. Laughitup.net. We've seen that Artie Lang's going to be there October 20th. What's it take for me and Artie to get back together again? I haven't seen him in a while.
We can broker that.
Broker it? I didn't know it would take brokerage.
I'm not sure what brokerage means, to be totally
No,
honest.
you're right. You got to broker it. All right, this was sent to us on the Twitter box, and that's a way for people to Twitter at each other, and you're connected on the World Wide Web, the information superhighway. It says, why do Vito and Chris always try to discourage interns that want to contribute to the Bennington Show? That's true. Vinay is willing to do 20 minutes at the Thanksgiving show. I see that as a good thing, and I see Chris and Vito as being awful.
Look, Vinay he's asking comedians to come in to be as guests on our show to do time on his shows. It seems like Vinay is all about Vinay. We're just trying to keep that under control.
He's the guy that's going to be representing us against Crazy Jen.
I know he's going to be roasting.
In the roast battle.
I know he's roasting that. And I feel that's enough for Vinay's plate right now, not doing 20 minutes in the Thanksgiving show.
Bump, bump, ba-dum, bump, ba-dum, bump.
He's got a roast to fucking worry about.
Tom in Boston, what's up?
Ron, excellent read. I like it when you go off script. It reminds me of the old Carbonite days.
Yeah, that got me in a lot of trouble.
Whatever happened to Carby?
They fucking came down hard on us. It was the only trouble we've ever had here. I can't remember what the spot was, but they were fucking furious. And I'm like, okay, then I'll just, instead of getting a 5-minute spot, you'll get a 30-second spot. And they said, great. And I go, oh man, I thought everybody was going to turn around and act like, no, you're too good. Nope, they didn't. I just didn't know how to say that word. By the way, all right, here's some of the other people playing this club. My good friend Derek Gaines is going to be there November 30th at Laugh It Up. Rich Voss is there in November. And Robert Kelly is there December 14th. This thing sounds like the Me Too fucking, like the patriarchy. Earl, you got to admit something and admit it well. White men keep winning.
They find a way.
Yes.
Always
Life finds a way. And that way is on the shoulders of the white guys. Beady beep beady boop. But I'll tell you, Earl, I mean, the rest of my life is set up. And I'll always keep an eye out on you.
Thank
right?
you,
You and Vinay. Because this way I got a black friend, I got a fucking Asian friend, and I got an Australian friend, an original Chris. What I don't like is these two fucking white guys dragging me down.
We want to help bring everyone up.
How about you do this? Get off Vinay's fucking dick and let him be the performer that he is. Let him use the show to book, to fucking get himself set up in different things.
I think I'm on Vinay's dick.
Why isn't his name in here after Artie Lang and before Kurt Metzger? Maybe he's the new Derek Gaines.
He is not booked at Laugh It Up, all right, in Poughkeepsie. He's not. He's just not there yet.
Oh, this is good. Oh, 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 oh. Andy Fury wrote some nice stuff. I don't know how to listen to his crazy ass fucking podcast though.
Defend Your Movie. It's available on iTunes. Defend Your Movie.
Did you just stop at that?
Yeah, I don't know why I went up
thought
with
that I was going to hear more.
Yeah,
I heard a comment in there, and then nothing else after the comment. I thought you fucking were having a stroke.
Yeah, it's just Defend Your Movie. It's available on iTunes.
Earl, we're lucky we got this kid Chris Stanley in our life because he brings us nothing but joy. He's our Roseanne. You know what I mean?
And the same too.
I mean, I like the Connors, but I really like that Roseanne. And that makes me so damn mad about Oxycontin, you know? I mean, that's why I love that fucking show. It took something from the headlines and put it into our fucking living rooms. And just like, choke on this. Your beloved character for 30 years OD'd on Oxycontin. I was fucking laughing so hard. I was like, Hollywood has no soul.
No, that's totally ridiculous. I'm surprised.
I might be the only one saying this. I think the Connors is better than the Roseanne show.
You think?
It doesn't have so much Roseanne in it.
Well, that first episode sounds amazing.
It was great. They kept finding pills of her. My favorite scene was like, oh my God, did you go into her bathroom after 3 weeks? I don't know. They will look at the size of that log of shit. And there was like little pill fragments in it. What's the ball game tonight? It's the Cardinals are playing, and I believe Denver. It's going to be a fucking shootout, Earl. Our two favorite teams are going up against each other. Thursday night football. There's nothing like it.
Case Keenum versus I don't know who the Arizona Cardinals quarterback is. I don't think they know either.
I think they're bringing back Rodney Pete, which I think is a great idea.
Thursday night football. It's the jewel of the NFL fucking network.
Isn't Bradford on the Cardinals? Sam Bradford?
Oh, that fucker can't play 2 games in a row.
No, he's done. They definitely announced a new quarterback, but
he saw a football and his fucking knee cracked.
What a shit game. Just 2 teams are going nowhere fast.
He's fucking Mr. Glass from Unbreakable.
You see the trailer for Glass?
No. Did I?
I don't think you did, but I'm going to see it.
Let me see the trailer.
Do the second trailer, Earl. That's the better one.
I already hate this movie. It hasn't even started yet.
Oh, come on. There's glass.
I don't want a 3-minute trailer. Who's that woman?
Just watch,
It's amazing to meet you. It is simply extraordinary. Maybe this will all make sense if I explain who I am. My name is Dr. Ellie Staple, and I'm a psychiatrist.
She's going to staple people.
My work concerns a particular type of delusion of grandeur. It's a growing
So who's
field.
she dealing with? Glass or Unbreakable?
I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Holy shit. So she's got Glass, Unbreakable, and what's the other guy's name?
The three of you've convinced yourselves
The
you
one
have
that turns into different
extraordinary
personalities?
gifts
Guy from
like
Split. I'm not
something
sure
out
his
of a
name.
comic book.
It's not-
I
it's called
can't
Split.
wait till this comes to TBS. I'm going to watch it then.
They're all going to interact with each other, Ron.
Yeah, turn it off. I feel like they're giving away the best fucking scene in the movie right there.
There's a couple other cool scenes in the trailer. Split gets a lot of time.
What's the guy's name who directs all this?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Genius! Genius!
He's a master.
He's such a fucking genius! You know who M. Night Shyamalan reminds me of? Vinay. Send Vinay in here.
Vinay, go in studio.
And send in Original Chris.
Original Chris, OC, get in there.
It's really hard for me, and I'll tell you why. This internship seems to come very easy to Original Chris. You know what I mean? Whatever he touches turns to gold. Matter of fact, the boys call him the Golden Boy. And yet, Vinay, they are rough on you, and you want to do nothing but have opportunities, and they fuck with you all the time.
Racism.
That's what I was worried about.
No!
Now, Earl, can anyone be racist against a non-black? I don't think so.
Absolutely, they can.
In America, though.
Yes, absolutely.
But Earl, every race comes here and shoots past you guys like you were standing still, like you haven't been here for the last 550 fucking years or whatever it is. I mean, look at the fucking Asians. Half of the people in Harvard now are Asians.
Yeah, but aren't they suing Harvard for discrimination?
No, but half of them are Asians. They're saying they should be 100%. You know how many black guys have made it into the Ivy League? 2! Over all these years. 2!
I think there's more than 2.
Earl, if you couldn't be black, what race would you like to be? Pick white. Pick white. So smart. So easy and so nice to pick white.
What if I go Asian?
Of course.
What? Yeah.
That's only because you're sitting in front of them. If there was anybody else.
Like, I don't know,
You hate
Japanese.
Hispanics?
I have no problem with the Hispanics.
You like the wall?
No, I don't like the wall at all.
What would you like there instead?
What's there now? A border, the border
Just the
patrol.
Border Patrol.
It's boring.
What bothers you about the wall?
We got more things to worry about than spending a couple $1 billion on a wall.
We got nothing but money, Earl. We're the United States of America, and we have zero debt. Zero, which is unbelievable.
We got a multi-trillion-dollar deficit.
Yeah, we got a black fucking credit card too, Earl. Anything we want, we get. Bam, bam, bam. So you would want to be Japanese, you said?
I'd like Japanese.
You could be a geisha girl if you fucking want a little geisha girl.
I'm not going to be a geisha girl, but Japanese it's nice.
Original Chris, if you could pick another race, what would it be? Takes a while to think when you're a white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know
something
what
that
else
never
there
pops
is.
into
Haven't
our
even
heads.
thought about it.
Yeah, I know. Never pops into our heads.
And he's like uber white guy too. He got the accent
Oh, yeah,
too.
he's got everything going
It's like
for him.
ethnic
Women
white.
fucking love him.
Yeah.
They want to touch his beard. They want to fucking, they're like, hey, I got something for you down under. And then they giggle. What about
that before.
Vinay? What if a fucking genie came to you? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
And said you can be any other race, what would you be?
Korean.
Yeah, smart.
They just
North?
have.
North Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
because
no,
that way,
no.
that way you starve. So
lose a few pounds that way.
Yeah. And they say a lot of them have like worms in their guts.
That's good for your digestion.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want it.
You can break down cheese easier.
Okay. Earl, what's wrong? You don't want to break down your cheese?
No, it's ulcer trigger flashbacks.
Oh, when you shit worms out of your ass?
It was more than that. It was blood, and it was awful.
Sorry. Sorry, I triggered you, Earl.
Watch it with the racism, dude. I know where you're going with it.
Because I said trigger.
What are you doing this weekend?
I got a show on Saturday, and then I'm just gonna, I guess, stay home.
What's the show? Where are you playing?
Black Cat LES.
Yeah.
It's like a coffee shop in a venue.
What do? You go in there and people are drinking coffee?
Yeah, they're writing screenplays.
Oh,
they're on
God.
dates, and then we just like commandeer the room.
Oh, God.
Tell a few dick jokes. Sometimes they stay.
Life is difficult for the young. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's a hustle.
It's a straight hustle. Well, Chris was right to have you come in here and promote your gigs.
It's all he ever cares about, Ron.
I care about you guys. I care about.
What do you
feel
care
like-
about us?
I feel cared about. I feel cared about more by Chris than by him, but
Yeah.
I still feel cared about.
Yeah, Chris cares about us. He's not trying to plug his gigs or bring up any or trying to do time at the Thanksgiving show.
Chris, I know you don't like me plugging, but I'm going home to Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, and that's happening Saturday, November 3rd. Go to laughitup.net for tickets. They'll be at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Here's the weird thing. I haven't been back there for 18 years. And the reason is I left the baby behind. But now I feel like, all right, you're old enough to take care of yourself. I'm willing to come home. Earl, you got outside family, don't you?
No, I don't.
Sounds like somebody's gay then.
I am
Definitely.
I think if you don't have 2 or 3 families, you're gay.
not 2 or 3. No.
Yeah. And why do you, when you say I'm not gay like that, it comes across a little homophobic.
No, I'm just
You never heard me once in my life yell out, I'm not gay. Because I know what that does for gay people. I'll say this, I'm at one with the gays.
Earl, I have 0 family. I'm probably gay. I just haven't accepted it yet.
Earl, are you at one with the gays?
I have no problem with them. 0.
That's not what I said. Are you at one with the gays?
We are all part of the human family.
Are you at one with the gays?
He's like, yes.
Make that statement then.
He's like, yes. I have no problem with anyone.
No
I'm at
one said that. Your statement has to be, I'm at one with the gays.
I'm at one with the gays.
La-dee-da! I fucking knew it, Earl! I knew it!
Walk straight into that one.
Yeah. with his
Straight
dick
into
out.
it.
With his dick out. You're kind of pansexual, right, Vinay?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Your whole generation is pretty pansexual.
Yeah, you know, it's like we all accepted that like sexuality's a spectrum and we'll suck dicks and clits and everything.
But see, Earl, look how easy it is for him. He doesn't say, well, I have no problem with those people.
Well, I mean, I don't like gay guys, but
that's your own choice, though. You made a choice. All right. That's it for us. Anything we need to plug till tomorrow, Chris?
Just that you're going to be at Poughkeepsie November 3rd.
I just did that. When is it?
Jimmy Allen, a musician, will be in tomorrow, and then Dave Hill will also be in tomorrow.
That's what you're promoting. People be setting their alarm clocks, won't they? All right. That's it for us. Thursday Night Football. Any baseball tonight, Earl?
Sox.
Back again?
I think so.
One more Red Sox, I think, are tonight. And
they can fucking close it down here, right?
They can wrap it up tonight.
Steiner! Would you go so far to say upset, Earl?
No, they were favorite.
So it's a big upset.
I thought the Astros were going to win this series, but I didn't think the Sox was going to make it this easy.
He said, I thought the Astros were going to win the series, and I didn't think the Sox were going to make it this easy. No, Earl, not if they were going to lose, as your prediction. That's it for us. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.